Hello, gamers. This is take two of the Noid 2 sub 10 analysis. I did a take one, and then I realized that I fucked my audio, so you couldn't hear anything. So here we go, take two. At the beginning, there isn't really much to talk about. Like, there is some alternative strats Lily could be using here, but it doesn't matter. As you know, New York is completely cycle based, so she's not losing any time from the strat she's using, and that's really the best way to approach New York, because just do whatever you're comfortable with. As long as you're making the cycle, it does not matter. So yeah, I don't know if she's gonna be using or if she uses the audio cue. I timed the last jump here of the music. No? Yeah. I don't know if she uses that cue or if she just has a visual cue or what's going on, but it's fine either way. Perfectly fine tether boost. Perfectly fine hub 1. Gonna get a really nice line here. And yeah, get a pretty fast entry to Swing Factory. I think that was a 116 or 117? 117. Yeah. That's very solid. Yeah, so here, jumping up the slope, which is correct. That's a good thing to do. But then she just kind of heads straight forward, which you can see here. Now she's facing like straight ahead here and has to make a really sharp turn toward the blue cheese. So generally you want to just aim yourself towards the right earlier on, so that you have a more gradual turn. It's just a better line. But yeah, doing the tether boosts, doing a really weird climb here with the camera kind of facing forward. I always just aim it to the side, but it doesn't really matter. One thing I will point out is she does the ledge grab and then jumps up on the side of the cage to jump off it. That's fine, that's the standard strat. It's the easy strat. But you can actually jump straight out of the ledge grab onto this wall. And then if your timing is good enough in the grapple, you can get up right away. So that part's not super necessary. Releasing the grapple a bit. Pretty much at the worst timing possible. Because if you release it a bit earlier, you land here, and you can just jump. You release it later, you land on the next platform. Yeah, the ledge grab is like the worst outcome that isn't just dying. Here she's not doing the tether boost, so this is a strat that Huga found a while ago. You can grapple onto this hook, and it's a similar thing to the noid void tether boost, where if you hold onto it too long, it'll pull you in off the platform. But you can do a tether boost off here and onto the wall, and if you do it right, you can skip going up to this platform. But I don't go for it either, so I can't really complain. Getting a nice no ledge grab. Not getting the speed boost here, which is fine. It's inconsistent. Can't really complain too much. Yeah, pretty standard. Missing a bit of a jump here at the end. Yeah, just walking a bit. You can do a short hop. I'm pretty sure, especially if you aim like for this corner. You could do a short hop. It's not super necessary, or you know, it's not a big time save. Pizza time. And yeah, pretty solid factory. Heading into Domino Dungeon, had a bit of a scuffed line towards it, doing a lot of adjusting. I don't know, it's just difficult. It's difficult to get it right. I'm gonna be going for the standard fast strat. Getting a ledge grab there, which is not ideal. You can definitely make it up here without a ledge grab. It's pretty difficult. She was pretty close, but not quite. Here she's taking this quite wide, once again. Approaching the middle of the door and only then turning. And then going up in a straight line here. You definitely either want to aim for the left side of the door, which would be ideal, but it can be difficult. Or here just like turn to the corner there, so you're gradually going to the left. Since you're going to the left anyway, after the climb, again, just better lines. Yeah, then she does something really weird, which is going on the spinning platform from here. So what you want to do instead is just go along this corner of it, this ledge, and at the corner, if you jump and turn a bit right, you can grab the grapple perfectly fine. It works like 90% of the time. Sometimes you miss it and it feels bullshit, but most of the time it works fine. If you want to be a bit safer, there is a strat from Abney, who used it back in the day, where you jump to this corner and then wall jump off the pole here to get some extra height, and that pretty much guarantees grabbing the hook. Yeah, instead she goes around. It's probably the slowest way you can do that. It's again like not a big time loss, but it's just unoptimal. And here she sets this up for a really long time. So the thing with this hook especially is you just kind of want to fling up, and the direction doesn't super matter. So at this point, she already grabbed it. The noid is getting pulled in. You can already let go. You can already let go and do a fling, and it'll work. 90% of them will work. Generally, you want to position yourself like under the solid part, so you get flung like the other way, and just have a straight line to the lever. But yeah, like anywhere is fine because you can just adjust on the fly. So she spends a while setting it up. Getting the walled slide there is unlucky. That setup looked really scuffed, but it worked. Was even almost no ledge grab. A thing she does here, after pulling the lever, it looks like she just stands still for a second and then runs off. You can just hold upright and like it won't clamp you, you won't die most of the time. So you can just hold upright and like spam click to grapple, to know when to start holding. Yeah, and it works fine. Not a huge time loss either way. That was a really long fall for this fling. You can grapple much earlier. So, you know, fractions of a second. What is up with this movement? Why does she go all the way over here? Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's for the camera setup, but you can really just walk to it and then set up your camera. That looks pretty slow. Nice standard 2 IQ. Not perfect. Getting the ledge grab. It's fine. And then here she... Yeah, it's like very tiny, but she does walk up the slope a little bit and then walk up the slope a little bit some more. Especially for the second one, you can just jump again. Like, you can jump into the pizza box. You don't need to be walking. Yeah, very minuscule time loss. Nice split though. Moving on, I'm just gonna fast forward. Who cares? You walked forward. Good job. Pluzana, obviously she's not gonna be doing the new strat. since it wasn't found at the time. Again, she walks up the slope a little bit and then jumps at this super early. You can just, like, you can do a small hop. Right here, if you're worried about, like, not getting a good ledge grab here, you really can just do a small hop and then a full hop, and it'll be fine. There's a pretty standard. She does take quite a wide line around this corner. Like, you can cut it much better. But it's tiny things. Getting out of bounds, jumping up slopes, as you should. So she takes a death here. Now, I'm not sure if it's the angle's fault, because you do notice that the wall, it's not exactly perpendicular to the wall, or to the ledge. So maybe you can angle yourself better to prevent that death, but I don't know, it just kind of, it feels random. So what you gonna do? And then she takes another death, which is like purely skill issue. Can't really comment much there. The line to the zipline is really good though. Like, she adjusted there, as I was saying that, but there was no need. That line was perfect. And here, taking quite a while to actually grapple onto the zipline. I'm pretty sure just like from here, you can already jump and grapple it. You do not need to walk so much forward. You need to jump more, is what we're learning. Get a single B-hop off the zipline. You can definitely try for like 2 or 3. Yeah. That's pretty much all I have to say. This climb is really scuffed. So the way I usually do it is, first of all, I jump later. And then on this wall, I tend to wait for the noid to finish sliding before jumping. And that feels like it guarantees more height on the first and on the third jump, right there, so that you always get enough height and you don't end up having to do this. Jumping into the hole, which is good. Technically you can jump from earlier and have more downward speed. Tiny thing once again. Not getting a good turnaround there. If you're playing mouse and keyboard, you really have no excuse to not do a full 180 there. So here, Lily does not go into the room, which is fine. That's perfectly acceptable, maybe even better, because it gives you a cleaner line out into the rocket. But once you pull it, right around this corner, you can already grapple it. You can grapple the rocket and then walk along the wall of this little room, and that will that'll make sure the grapple doesn't break. So you can start the launch sequence earlier. So that looks like it lost what? Let's see. So she's right here at 5:13. Yeah, lost almost a second to grappling late. Definitely not the biggest time loss of this run, but it's the small things that add up, right? So you do want to be saving time where you can. Yeah, this was really strange. So she did the pipe landing correctly. It's not very difficult, but then she missed the key, and I guess she got flustered because she just jumped for the key. If you don't grab it right away, you can just jump to the wall, and you will hit the key on the way. You don't need to do that extra jump. And then she does planets in a really weird way, where the beginning here, this is not how I would do it. I would be aiming for the right side of the planet, because it gives you like First of all, you get a good landing most of the time, and then gives you some time as you're running around to line up to the next jump. And that's generally how I do it. Is I can actually pull up MS Paint and show you. So if you have like a planet here, then here, then here, I would usually be jumping to this side, and like the next one here, so I would be jumping to this side right here, because the movement around gives you like a really good amount of time to just line up your next jump and time it. Instead, Lily goes like this, which is fast. It's definitely faster than my way, but it's a lot less consistent, right? Which you can see as she misses this jump, and then this jump, and then this jump. So yeah, that's not great. Another thing you can do, from this planet, you can jump at the key while holding forward, and do a full jump, and then as you land, you jump again. And if you have enough speed and a good position and angle, you can jump straight to the yellow planet. Because it gives you like, the more horizontal speed you have, the more vertical speed you'll have. And from a full jump for the key, you kind of do like a long enough fall to slide on the planet on the like uneven surface. I don't really know how to explain it, but yeah, you can jump straight to the yellow planet and skip the purple one. Next key, the key order is correct. She tried to go for the little fling there. Yeah, it doesn't work. I don't know. I don't remember if I've ever seen it done in Game of the Year. Okay, that one is questionable. Why jump here? Just jump here. This side of the arch does not require a ledge grab, and you can stand on it. So you do not need to ledge grab there. Yeah, other than that, pretty standard. Getting a fine cycle. I don't really know the cycles for no tech storage, but it doesn't look like she lost much time to it. It's mostly the everything else that added up. I'm gonna get some frustration dabs out. Why do you, Lily, how do you hold your mouse that mashing a button makes you shake it like that? We talked about this, I still do not understand. Actually ruined her line a bit. That was kind of strange. Here, you can do a small hop. She walks up. It's a small thing. But then she does a small hop here, right? Like that one. That was a small hop, so I don't know. Be more consistent. Taking this turn quite wide as well. You can just move this way. You don't need to go like that. Missing that jump. Yeah, this turnaround is pretty difficult. I would say maybe move even further back and like let Noid get some speed in this direction before jumping. Because yeah, that's a really like easy thing to mess up. Like you jump too early, Noid doesn't have enough speed horizontally, and that happens, and you feel stupid. I have to assume she doesn't go for dab clip. She does not. Good. She also does not jump at all. So a good setup for the jump is the shadow. I believe it's the ending line of the shadow that if you do a full jump, you will not clip the edge here and you'll just fall in. Obviously, just like with the jump to the planet core in Planet, if you jump, you'll have downward speed passing the ledge rather than just walking off. She just starts accelerating down the hole, which is pretty much the slowest thing you can do unless you like jumped at the ledge, which would be even dumber. But yeah, like either go for the full jump or like do a small hop into the ledge. You know, just like anything to go a bit faster. Yeah, that grapple speed was really bad. Looks like she didn't even go for it for like a bunny hop. She just kind of held W. Yeah, so this climb sequence is not correct at all. So after this, I'm not gonna give her shit for the missing the TV jump. It's kind of annoying. Like the middle of the TV has the antenna, which has collision, so it's kind of awkward. After this, there is a strat here where you jump off the walls here and jump backwards, and that can sometimes be barely enough to make it. I don't go for it, so I'm not gonna give her shit once again. But at this point, she should be either doing a double wall jump or jump on the TV and then to the wall and to the middle platform. Instead, she goes all the way around, which is pretty slow. But that's not the worst part. The worst part is this. So what you should be doing is ledge grabbing this TV like so, but then you do a full jump towards the wall and then back from it to get the grapple. Instead, she goes all the way around, which is not great. Fine TV break. Again, like if you're going to be falling, you can do like at least a small hop. I find that you can just like jump and wall run along the wall, and then if you hold into the direction of the wall, Noid will like swerve enough to dodge the ledge and fall down. It's just more velocity as you're falling.
How did you get it? I don't have to explain. You're out.
Nice text smashing.
You are now nothing, but you don't even. I created a one that will be. It will be my leg of forge, except once it is free, I have it looks like I.
Pretty average text smashing. Like some of them were really good, some of them were not great. You can't really expect too much. It's very annoying. Yeah, so one thing she did there is she moved into the corner. This is a fine strat. You can see the whole arena, like so. So you know where the dice falls. I personally prefer standing in the middle and spinning my camera. This strat that Lily does lets you see clearer where a dice falls and when, so you can go straight to it right away. But in the middle, you have a shorter distance to each corner of the arena. So on average, standing in the middle will give you a better time to the dice. But maybe not, you know, like it's very easy to miss one and do like a whole spin before noticing, a whole extra spin before noticing it. So it's a trade-off, and it's definitely valid, the strat she decided to go with. But then after the first throw, she looks like she just kind of forgot what she was doing and just kind of stands in the middle, but doesn't really rotate the camera. Like she just kind of runs around, and I'm not sure what the strategy is. I'm not sure what the thought process is. You definitely could be spinning it like faster to see more of the arena. But you know, at the end of the day, it's RNG, and you can be using the best strat available and still get shafted. Or you could be like Lily and kind of run around like a chicken with its head cut off and still get a decent time. That was a strange... Yeah, that. So she just let go of mouse 1. That's probably the biggest single mistake in this fight. Like, that or getting zapped in an earlier throw. But that zap was kind of hard to avoid, especially with the dice spawn that she got. This throw was kind of risky, and the floor was like super about to flip and then zap her. But she got it in time. Same here, getting the throw before the floor turns blue is really nice.
You're still to the first domino has fallen. Enjoy your...
And fine text smashing at the end. Got a 957.528. Title has the wrong milliseconds because she took it from the timer. The timer can be off by a couple frames on average. Yeah, it does rock. That's right. Let's hear the pop-off.
Let's fucking go! Let's go! I could not have asked for more in a run. Was it perfect? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It was not perfect.
Not even close.
But everything came together at the right time, in a way that got me a sub 10 with no text storage. I'm very happy with this run. I mean, major mistakes in Pliz. I died twice.
You did die twice.
That's the major one. Everything else is really good. New York goes pretty much even with my previous PV. Swing Factory is a literal gold split. Mike is a gold split, and Domino Dungeon was, you know, pretty close enough to a gold split. It was first try 2 IQ, pretty much first try everything.
Oh right, was first try 2 IQ still?
What a good,
still an achievement.
Oh my god, what a good run!
Not to, you know, shit on her skill or whatever.
957.
Yeah, it's a very solid run. Definitely a lot of small things to improve, but I mean, what can I say? It is the record. GG.